In this video, I'll be explaining one of the posts which are currently on my blog. The post that this video will be talking about is the Genre Codes and Conventions research post that I created based around the fact that I believe my group are going to be making a sci-fi trailer later on in the year. The first topic which I'm going to talk about is characters. In the 2012 film Chronicle, the main characters are young men. This is the demographic that sci-fi is basically going to aim at, because these are the people that statistically do watch the films. The next topic which I'm going to speak about is location. The film which I will discuss is Attack the Block, which is a 2011 film by Joe Cornish. In this film, the location is set within urban London. I feel like the reason why this film didn't do so well, which it only earned £5 million, in the box office from a £13 million budget, is the fact that this location is something which, or is a place which not as many people will be able to relate to. Normally in sci-fi films, it's a dystopian future, so a lot more people can kind of relate to it, as they don't feel like because it has been filmed in a certain location, they've kind of been pushed away from the plot. The next topic which I'm going to discuss is the technical elements, and the example I'll use here is the film Cloverfield. Cloverfield was released in 2008 under director Matt Reeves, and the whole way throughout the film it is shot in a found footage style. Now this means that all of the footage seems to have come from cameras from people within the film. To say the characters in the film will have filmed something, and this is obviously what the audience sees, and this is the only footage that the audience sees. This is quite unique, as not many films have done this, but the film was actually very, very successful. So it's just something that we might have to keep in mind to include within the sci-fi genre. And the next topic which I'll discuss is music. The example which I'm going to use here is going back to Chronicle. And in this film, you can see that, to start with, they've got a popular song in pop culture, which is Jessie J's Price Tag. This again is going to be targeted, obviously, at young men. As I said before, these are the demographic which the film will be aimed at. But again, later on in the film, we don't hear as much music, which obviously it seems to isolate the characters quite a bit. Another film which does this is Godzilla. Instead of using pop culture music, it actually uses quite slow, dramatic music, and this is because what that does is isolates humans from the rest of the world, to say. Like, it makes the audience feel as if they're like quite alone. Like, if something like the plot of Godzilla did happen, there's nothing that they could do. And the last topic which I'm going to discuss is the signifiers within the films. And the example that I've used here is As Above, So Below, which is a 2014 by John Dowdle. Throughout the film, there is just the colour red plastered everywhere. It's something which, if you wasn't looking for it, you probably wouldn't notice, but as a media student, I did notice it when I was watching the film. And the film just screams horror. It's not as much of a sci-fi film as it is a horror film, but it is science fiction due to the nature of the film, which is why I think it is still relevant. But the film didn't do as well as it could have in the box office, but the way that the film was shot, I feel like it is a very, very good film, and the signifiers within the film do actually present just exactly what a signifier can do, basically. So that's it. This was my post for the Genre Codes and Conventions research.